What if your Instagram profile could literally rot and only you could see it? You know that guy. Perfect jawline, 300,000 followers. Every post is curated like a museum exhibit. Comments full of OMG goals and how is he real? He seems like he has it all figured out. Oscar Wilde wrote that guy in 1890. And spoiler alert, it did not end well. Dorian Gray is young, beautiful, and absolutely consumed by the idea that beauty is the only thing that matters. He sits for a portrait, a literal painting of himself, and has one unhinged thought. What if the painting aged and I didn't? The universe goes. Say less. His wish comes true. He stays young, forever hot, forever dateable. But every dark thing he does, every lie, every manipulation, every time he treats someone like an NPC in his own story, shows up on the painting, not on his face, on the canvas. The portrait is basically his private camera roll, perfect for the public, absolutely vile in private. The painting is rotting in a locked room while he's out here getting dinner invitations and marriage proposals. Enter Lord Henry Wotton, the guy who's been poisoning Dorian's brain from the jump. He's that one friend who's like, "You're too beautiful to be kind, darling." Sounds deep, but it is literally just telling you that your surface is more valuable than your soul. Lord Henry is every toxic motivational account on your feed, every main character energy post, every "the world is yours, just take it" caption above a photo of someone who definitely hurt people to get there. Here's where it gets uncomfortably modern. Dorian doesn't just coast on good looks, he starts performing goodness. He shows up to charity things, he's charming at parties. People literally say he can't be that bad. Look at him. We do this constantly. We watch influencers post raw and real ATE's content that has a ring light, a script, and a PR deal behind it. We see someone crying on TikTok, and we think that means they're honest. Vulnerability as a brand strategy is the most Dorian Gray thing to ever exist. Soft launching a persona, building a parasocial empire on relatability, and then treating actual people like extras? That's not modern. That's Victorian. Wilde just didn't have the follower count to prove it. Now, before we continue, I want to say something. I've been reading classics for 5 years now, and every time I open one, I get struck by how timeless these books are. The patterns they saw back then are still playing out today. If you want to see more of these connections, hit subscribe. At some point, Dorian can't hide anymore. The painting is so horrifying that he locks it away, covers it, and doesn't look at it. Does that sound familiar? Ever avoided your camera roll from 2 years ago? Ever not opened your notes app because something you wrote yourself is too honest? The portrait is his conscience rendered physical. And the terrifying thing Wilde is saying is, we all have one. We just call it something else. A 3 a.m. anxiety spiral. A text you sent that you can't unsend. The memory of how you treated someone who trusted you. Eventually, Dorian tries to destroy the painting, to kill the record, to finally be free of the evidence of who he actually is. Instead, he dies, and in death, his face finally shows every year and every sin. The painting goes back to being beautiful. The thing about outsourcing your moral weight to an object, an algorithm, or a curated persona, it doesn't disappear. It just accumulates, interest included. Wilde wasn't writing a horror story. He was writing a warning. The scariest part of Dorian Gray isn't the rotting portrait. It's how long Dorian gets away with it. How many people smile at his face and never ask what's behind it. The book is basically saying a culture obsessed with surface will reward hollow people, and hollow people will keep winning until they can't. That's not a Victorian problem. That's a Thursday problem. That's an algorithm problem. That's a we gave someone 2 million followers before we asked if they were a good person problem. So, do you think social media is just a modern portrait of Dorian Gray? Or do we actually have more power to see through the performance than Wilde's characters did? Drop it in the comments. And if you want more classics explained, like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.